All right, welcome back. You were going to talk about integrating those policies between the states and the federal level.
We need vertical integration, do you understand, of major programs. You see, look, what you expect, and I think what happens generally, the federal government doesn't have its own foot soldiers. Federal government cooks these ideas at the macro-national level, yeah? But usually it is the states that they expect to deliver it. But the problem, of course, is a problem of capacity. One, political will. Because many governors, and I say this with a lot of respect, many governors are tin gods in their own states. They believe they've been, and they are right, they've been elected. They have literally the same mandate as the president, only the president has a multiple of states. But they have, you know, they are not going to take orders from anybody. They will choose. And unfortunately, many governors choose projects, programs for development in accordance with objectives that are not necessarily people-oriented. They are looking for projects that promote certain kinds of things.
What dangerous is this put? How dangerous is this kind of situation? Because the people voted them in. It's not good. Do they consult with the people?
And we even have capacity problems. Look at Nigeria. Look at Nigeria. I know this. I'm saying this for a fact. The best human capacity, human asset you have in terms of technical capacity in the entire Nigerian government is at the federal. Federal, where you're just cooking it and putting it together, you need high quality human asset, no question. If you come to the state, it's low. A PAMSEC in 99%, 90% of PAMSECs in the state cannot match PAMSECs in the federal. When I was in a development school abroad, you know, a few decades ago, you know, everybody who came for a short-term program, this or that, they came from the federal. I used to ask, what about from the states? Forget local government. So you have good capacity, at least by our own standards here. I'm not saying by any global international, but you have good capacity or the best capacity relative in Nigeria at the federal. The, you know, next lower down, states. Local government, nothing is happening. Terrible capacity. And yet, it is local government that are the foot soldiers for development in this country. It should actually be, maybe not necessarily the reverse, but it should be even. We should be sending people to go and take, you know, project management certificates from the local government.
It's politics,
but we're not doing that.
When you speak about political will, I mean, I hear that a lot. Yes, is that our biggest challenge?
It is our problem. It is the mother of all poisons in the Nigerian system. We have turned our national priority. Politics has become our national development priority. Okay? We are developing politics. We are developing political power games. We are developing, for instance, look, even in the ERGP, I'm sorry to say this, when I was reading, it's about 140 pages, I've read it. When I was reading it, I was disappointed to say there is even provision. Maybe they are being realistic. Mention of, well, you know, politics is coming 2019. No! Governance should be going.
You don't think that that's being realistic?
No, you shouldn't be making provision. You should just be charging ahead and implementing those things like mad. Do you understand? So politics, unfortunately, has become our national priority. It has trumped development. And that is why you see workers are frustrated, everybody is frustrated. Where you are at home and you have 100,000. You are going to use 60%, 70% of it to buy diesel in the big generator, petrol in the small generator, to come and repair. If the month they service your generators, your entire expense of just putting light in the house.
If we have to go the way of restructuring this country,
on top of all the artificial inflation, the prices I'm talking about.
If we have to go the way of restructuring this country, as the former Vice President Alhaji Atiku been saying, that we have to look at the possibility of a restructured Nigeria, a true federal run government, and one that will put first the people. Where do we begin from? Are these issues that you've raised captured in what ought to be if we are to have a restructured country?
We should restructure along very clear federalist lines. We should do away with this nonsense of governors all over the place running around. And look, If you take what is now the Western Nigeria, okay, plus Edo and Delta, that is what one man called Awolowo ran with great distinction. One man. The entire space. All the 6 universities plus half of Lagos. That's why I say 6. Plus half of all these industrial estates in Lagos. It was by one man. 8 states that you have governors running around with siren and everything and budget and all these things and 100 essays and everything. We should do away with this system completely. Let's go back to a parliamentary system or a blend of the presidential with parliamentary like they have in France. We should bring down the cost of running this place.
How would that work?
Obscene.
A political system, you say a blend of what, parliamentary and presidential system?
Well, you have a president. If you need a figure to represent the whole country in that vigorous way, who is not subject to the day-to-day noise in the parliament and everything. But preferably, if you ask me, I like the the parliamentary system. Theresa May has to go out there every week to go and answer questions. Do you understand? And we're all watching. We need that and then those who go into politics should not just be because party has pushed you. You go personally and show your mettle. And again, preferably we should have non-political candidates. We should have independent candidates. So that people with character who do not know how to play all the dirty party games.
That's independent in a parliamentary system or in this current system?
You can even do it in a parliamentary system. Why not? You just go and talk to the people. It's the people who decide.
Will you work in this current system?
It is the people. You are whatever, APC, you are PDP, big ones, and somebody else is by his name.
But he can't match up. With the money, those guys, if they use state funds and campaign,
you underestimate how sick and tired people are of politicians. Look, in Benin Republic here, I keep talking about Benin. I live there, I work there. In Benin Republic, right? The first time they made the mistake of introducing independent candidacy, who did they have? Boni Yayi or Yayi Boni. They ended up with him. The man had not been a politician. He'd been minister once and gone back to, he was working in international organizations. People were sick and tired of the standard, politicians and voted for him. Can you look at what is happening in France now? That is another independent candidate. That guy has no single delegate, legislator
Macron
in the National Assembly. You give people the chance. The politicians are refusing to give the people the chance. Give the people the chance to say, okay, this is party. They have billions that they have stolen from government to push their candidate. This is another one. They have billions. But this man doesn't have money, but we believe him. But give the people a chance and you'll be shocked.
Before that happens, don't you think we need to be sure that it's going to be one man, one vote? If you vote, your vote must count, because if you come up with that system against an already established ceiling or entrenched system that will ease you out no matter what you do, it will be difficult.
No, I agree. I agree that the electoral system must continue to be, it's not so far, but must be sanitized, must be clean. Again, it is the people, civil society group observers. We let people come from abroad who know the surface fact, but they don't know the under the surface, under the table things that politicians do on election day and everything. We let them come and be observers. It's not bad at all. But we should make provision for solid, robust observation by the citizens. But let me just quickly say something. Let me say something. Nigeria needs, this government, like every government before it, it's not a problem with it. We need a strong commitment to implementing what we say. That's what the people are waiting for. Their demands are not that many. Poverty, as I speak with you, poverty is increasing. People come to me, oh, small businesses are closing left, right, and center. The statistics haven't got better.
When state governments are unable to pay 18,000 naira minimum wage, and workers are agitating and asking for 56,000 naira minimum wage, do you see this coming through?
Collapse the entire infrastructure and the superstructure and the institutions of government spending is too much. Even now, as I speak with you, even in the federal, they still have plenty and plenty and plenty of ghost workers Hold on. Local government 774. There isn't a single local government in Nigeria that doesn't have ghost workers. I've told you, in the Niger Delta somewhere, a local government chairman confessed to me that I can run this place. And it was one of the relatively good ones. I'd organized a competition for local government chairman, and he came first. And then I went to try to plan a South African visit for him. And I was with him for 2 days. And he told me, I can run this place with 25 people, 30 people. But I have 600 plus people on my payroll. Some of them are grade level 17, 16. Who are the people putting them? Politicians and traditional. So there we
30
can
to
still
600.
Yes, we can still bring down the cost of governance, I believe, by a factor of 30, 35%. Even with the effort they have made at the federal level. At the state level, Obladi goes on. It's still the same thing. The cost of running Nigeria is obscene. They should look at it.
We have to keep going no matter what. We can't give up on this country. So that's why we keep bringing these perspectives time and again so that we could do what we need to do the way we ought to do it. Mr. Bolaji Ogunseye is a sustainable development expert and a development economist. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
We'll be back and take a look at another perspective on the same labor or protesting in a moment. Don't go away.